Okay. And it's blood moon. Oh, love it. Okay, I'm just going to shuffle up the cards here. And while I do, think about the things that you want to know. Think about your connection. And if you don't really want to know anything, you just want a general reading, then just relax and breathe through your mouth. Oh my gosh, I can feel some energies. I like to do monthly readings because it prepares me. I like to be prepared. I like to make sure that the energy is where I want it to be. So I look at everything. Okay. And at the end, if you have any questions, I'll give you some time to ask a question, okay? All right. Okay. Wow, a couple past cards. Let's see what we get. Oh no, I shouldn't even, actually I'm not even gonna turn it over yet. I forgot. I was gonna do the soul card first. I saw the first card. And it was a, oh no. Let's see what we get. Okay, ready? Wow, look at this. So I hope you can all see it, but this card actually represents a healing power. And when we get this card, it means that it's really important for us right now to stay open because we are receiving. And as we're receiving, there is a flow that is going through us. And if you take a look, you'll see how radiant this is. This represents connecting to a few different things here and the healing that's taking place. All of these represent radiance. So when this card comes up, it means that we are going to be stretched. This month, there is growth, but we are going to be stretched in our awareness. And when I get this card, I always know that I'm being plugged in. So sometimes when I do readings for people or I'm communicating with spirits that are around me, it's like you get plugged in, right? You're plugged into their energy and their awareness. Well, this card lets me know that we are getting plugged in. We're getting plugged into new awareness. So take a look at it, because the spirit in this card also represents a higher world spirit, a celestial spirit. So these are higher realm energies, and they come with a lot of wisdom. And the wisdom is orange. Whenever you see orange, it represents ancestors. So it's perfect that we got this card right now. It also lets us know that we're very protected. Look at that black border all the way around our physical body. Okay, so we are being protected right now from receiving anything that could make us ill or affect us in a negative way. So they're putting a thick protection around us that will saturate anything that's negative coming our way. And it's really important that we know that, because we're in a place of receiving. We're also in a place where everyone's asking for help in a certain way. And I feel like everyone in this group is well connected to the spirit that they need to be as far as asking for that help with whatever it is that we're working through. Okay, so there is ancestral knowledge. There's 3 levels of awareness that's going to come through, and major healing. like right from that heart center. But look at those eyes. Our sight is going to see things differently. So be open to the perceptions, okay? This is a month where our energy is about connecting to spirit. And because we have this, it shows that we're all going to be connecting to good spirits, not negative spirits. There's also purple in this, and I don't know if you can see it's coming in right now. It has a lot to do with our foundation and what we're trying to create in our life. It also lets me know that spirit is adjusting and shifting us, which is accurate for this time in this month. So we aren't meant to be dealing with things that are negative. We are meant to be protected from it. And if there is anything that's coming at us, know that we have the power to transform it right away by request. Okay. It's also very important that we don't go too far ahead. The card shows us in the present. The spirit in this card is looking directly straight. So you want to make sure that you're doing that. Pretty good, orange and purple. Because of the purple in the card, it lets me know that a lot of the things that we're going to be receiving is going to be coming through the crown chakra. And when it's the crown chakra, it's a lot of knowingness that's coming through, okay? So let's go on to the actual tarot. And these cards that I use are the soul cards. They don't come with an interpretation book. That's what I love about them. Okay, so the first card that we have, oh my gosh, remember I said that in the beginning? The Four of Swords. So we are all being affected on a mental level. And we've all been dealing with something, okay? But we have to trust that some things that we are dealing with are connected to our destiny. And when this card comes up, it also lets us know that right now, even though we're dealing with things, you're going to find that they're going to be put aside. We get a little bit of a break. So when this comes up, it lets me know that this month, we all will actually feel a power of rejuvenation and a break from the things that have been challenging, or also we will receive awareness of things that we need to change. Now, because the 4 comes up, there's 4 things of change that's happening this month that are all triggered to your decisions. Okay? And remember, when you're making decisions, when this card comes up, it's a 4. So we're not even halfway through something with it showing up, which means that it's really important that we learn how to make the decisions based on what we truly want. This month, we really have to honor our decisions. So don't make decisions you wish you didn't have to make. Okay? That's a no. Okay? And if you wish you don't have to make that decision, you need to ask for a request, because that means that we need to seek the answer. Okay? So for me, that's really important in my life. I really don't believe in difficulty. Just like I don't believe in bad luck. And life has difficult things. But I believe that when they come and hit, I'm either going to gain a strength or I'm breaking something. So I'm receiving something each way. I'm either receiving the knowledge of dealing with it, or I'm banishing something from my life. So when I get a challenge, that's where I really ask for help. Because I believe that if I'm in a difficult position, I need help. Okay? And that's what this card represents. If you take a look at this card, you'll see a church window there. That card means that the universe is aware of your difficulties. But the only thing to get through it is by honoring yourself. Okay? And that there's always a way. Seeking the hidden is where we receive most of our magic and most of our intuition. So this month, we do get a little bit of a break. You will find difficulties and challenges dissipate. And it's important for us to get our rest right now. Okay? The next card we have, Queen of Swords. That makes so much sense because she's moving us forward, right? So let me just put these together so you can see them together. So this was the first one, and then that's the next one. So she is moving us forward. So this month, because the Queen of Swords comes up, that means that that's part of our mastery. Us as women need to master all of the queens. It's part of us finding our wholeness. So when the Queen of Cups comes up, that means that this month is actually about mastering something of our mind, the way our mind thinks, the way maybe we perceive, whatever. But the decisions that we're making also do come from guidance. So that guidance is moving us forward, and we're meant to step into a really swift energy. So this shows me that within 4 days from now, we're going to feel a different type of energy. And when this card comes up, it also lets me know that the spirit animal behind the Queen of Swords is the, what are those things? The seagulls. So if you see seagulls around you this month, that is actually a goddess energy. When we see seagulls come at us in the sky or around us, it actually represents the goddess. So know that if you see a seagull around through this month, you're connected to her. And remember that the goddess is about what we desire. So that means there's a mastery that we get to receive. And with every mastery, that means we can use it over and over again. And it's going to have to do with our mind and how we think and the things that we're dealing with. Oh my gosh. This one even fell on the ground. Let me just get it here. So our environment. Oh my gosh, another sword. The Page of Swords. So this card, when it comes up as our environment, that means that we're all in transition right now. And the transition is of growth. So there's also an inner child aspect of us that are in play. Because in the first 3 cards, we received all swords. So that's all mind, that's all making decisions, and that's all controlling our mind. And we also had the Queen, which is the Queen of Swords of Mastery of the Mind. Now we have the Page. That's the younger version of ourselves, but that's also an unscattered energy, unexpected changes, and changes where we are going to have to grab so that we can keep moving forward. So imagine those swords that are around us as monkey bars. Okay? And when these swords come up, it lets me know that we're in a universal system. So for the first couple of weeks until the 15th, it's all swords. So we're getting set into our place as far as our awareness, our intuition, and our mind. They're all in play. Our foundation is the 7 of Pentacles. So when I see that, I know that right now it is important for me to pay attention to my security and my wealth and make sure that things are lined up. And that it's important for us to also call in the things we are meant to receive. So some of us have money owing to us. Some of us have money that we're waiting for or that we've been calling in. So we're still in a place of harvest. You have to remember that. And even though last month was where we get most of those chunks, our harvest is still rolling in. But the main thing that comes up with the 7 of Swords is or 7 of Pentacles, is if you look at it, he's wearing 2 different shoes. Which means that through this month, it's really important for us to live our 2 different lives. we have two different lives, right? There's the one part that nobody really knows about. And maybe, you know, our soul friends and people that we can trust, you know, are part of that, like us. And then there's the living in the world. Okay. Like for me, when I go to St. John, I feel like I'm going to like the Middle Earth. Right? I'm leaving my little village. I can't wait till I get home, right? And it's like my nose goes into a filtering mode. I smell bleach in the air. Like it's just like, get me back to my realm. So this lets us know, see, the card is gray and there's two different shoes. So that lets us know that we are manifesting in two different realms. That also makes sense with the power of the moon coming into this October. So right now we are meant to receive more. And when the cards are gray, that means that there's manifestation energy in play. Certain things haven't manifested yet, but because I see a 7, I know that I have lots coming to me. That every action that I've put out in the last little while, I have not received the results yet. And that means that things that you have been working on, you're still waiting for results. So don't give up on it. Don't give up on the things you're working on. That's a good card. But it also lets me know that October is a little bit about karma, right? Right now we are still reaping what we're sowing. I love this. So the past card is the 5 of Swords. You know what? I'm never a sword person, so I feel like I should blame one of you guys for that. Because I like the pentacles.
It's me. It's me. It's all me.
I'm just kidding. But we have another sword. So we have 5 of Swords here, and this comes in the past. And what I like about that is that the 5 of Swords is always conflicting. It's always steering us in things that we have to take care of instead of the things that we want to take care of. It also represents everything going in different directions. But it's not always conflicting. Okay, but it is changing. So this shows me that we have all come out of a place of difficulty. And because it's the sword, our minds have been triggered many times through it. Right? And this is pertaining to what's been happening in the last 5 months, as well as our connection to the elements. So the one thing you want to take note of is if you take note of all of those swords, they all represent a different element within the sword suit. So each one of the elements have been in play in our life up until now, and that's part of the things that we're reaping. Now we dropped in swords. We went from a 5 to a 4 in our present. So that shows that there's an easier path that's coming forward. Something has been taken care of. We've all taken care of something. And now we can rest. But remember, there's 4 more swords that we have to take care of this month. One of them will be a decision based on who we are, our individuality, moving forward with confidence. And when we think about that, the seagulls come. And the other one is going to have to do with something that we may be a little childish about, because remember, the Page of Swords came up, which means something from the inside has to come out with some kind of decision. And it also honors the young aspect of who we are, the maiden or the inner child. So that is also coming out, and that's in our influence right now. The other, oh my gosh, the card, oh my gosh. The card on top of us, the 5 of Cups. Oh, and I kind of know why that comes up. So where it comes up in my reading is where when they let me know what spirits are around and what the spirits are trying to do. And this lets me know when the 5 of Cups comes up, it's a mourning card, it's a grieving card. I did just lose 2 family members, I was still grieving today. So I can understand that coming up. But for all of us coming up for all of us, it does represent things that we had to let go of. The 3 cups that we had to drop. So we've all been influenced by some kind of sadness. And this again is talking about the last 5 months. The 5s have come up twice. So we are in a transformation going from the mind to the spirit. And when the mind and the spirit are in transformation, they're creating a new relationship. And that new relationship gives us a new perception, a new awareness, a new plug-in, like I was talking about earlier. So it's super important for us when this card comes up that we take a look at our future. So Spirit wants us to keep an eye on 2 things. Make sure you have an eye on 2 good things that you want in your life right now, and that you seek connection to the spirits around you. Now, because of the 5, that lets me know that there is 5 spirits. We are going to have a spirit connected to us from every realm or every element. And that's what I spoke of with the 5 of Swords. And each of us will have some kind of ancestor or spirit that is connected to each realm and each element. So you want to seek these spirits, and we will feel them. Maybe we feel it through the breeze, right? Maybe it's when we're out and about and all of a sudden you feel a shadow. Our peripheral vision starts to get activated through this month. So seek 5 spiritual experiences this month with spirit. And I guarantee you, because it's October, and this is the blood moon, we are going to deal with a haunting. This is the month where spirits are attracted to us. We are a bright light. I mean, I go super pale in October. You watch. I'm serious. Really pale. So it's really important for us to be aware. Seek 5 spirits. Okay. And that's just this month. So that's pretty cool. And then we have the star card. So that means if we can seek that and we can connect that, because each element wants to bring us something. So you can either think about the element and what you want from each element to activate your connection to the spirits around you, or you can do the full moon tonight, because that is going to bring the spirits to us, or you can, whatever, say, I'm going to teach you how to call our ancestors this month. I do that often through this month because they're like, my spirit world is everything to me. If they're not chit-chatting, there's something wrong. So I make sure that I honor each spirit I work with, or the ones that I also have come into contact. And I also do a ceremony where I honor and give thanks to each spirit that I connected to, that for people that I had readings with, right? Because each one of those people leave a residue. They leave a connection. And when I started doing readings, I learned by the tarot, but I also learned by letting people jump in me. And I actually got pretty addicted to it. And I got to the point where I was like, okay, I don't need to do that. And certain mentors and teachers and healers would be like, you don't need to have that happen. So now I don't let it happen unless I'm doing something crazy, which doesn't happen anymore. Maybe it's because I'm getting older. So here is the star. So everything that we're leading to this month is leading us up to this card. This card represents divine opportunity. And if you take a look at it, there's 1 foot in the water and 1 foot on earth. That represents everything we were just talking about. Our connection to our mind and our spirit. So those 2 things coming together have a purpose for you. So it is really important for us to walk 2 different paths together this month. You be the 2 people that you are, the 2 aspects. Maybe you're more than 2. Some of us have different aspects. Because there is destiny in play. So this is a month of destiny. You'll see that 8-pointed star all over. That is also the sign of the goddess and the awareness that she wants to bring us. So this is strength, this is balance, this is opportunity, and it represents something that you're all meant to be doing. So when I look at this, then I know, oh my gosh, this month I have something that I need to bring out into the world. And it's new, right? It's not something that's past. And I won't know what it is until I get to that place where I become that Queen of Swords. This idea, when we make those 4 decisions, will take us to where we need to go, the star. So 4 decisions, focus on your financial path. Oh, and we got 2 5s, now we have 2 7s. Look at that. 7 of Wands. This is easier. When I get this, it's like, oh yeah, awesome. Brett's going to do most of the work and I get to enjoy the benefits. Because it shows a man working, right? So this represents our harvest. We're going from the 7 of Pentacles, that we're still waiting for our finances and our flow to come, the 2 different walks and the money that's still owed to us and the things we're still meant to receive, to now these are received. So by the end of the month, we've received these 7 things that we've been able to put into our life. When the Wands come up, they're things that we use in our daily life. So they're aspects of life that help us feel like we're in order, that things are easier. And these 7 things also represent further growth. Each one of those staffs have blossoms and stems that will come in the spring. Okay? So it's pretty interesting. A lot of the things that are going to start coming are going to have a grander plan for us next year. Oh my gosh. The 10 of Swords comes up. So this card comes up, how others see us. They're probably going to be creeped right out from me after this month. I'm just kidding. But this shows me the 10 of Swords. So this comes up again for the end of the month, but it lets me know that by the time this month comes, we are at peace. We've released a lot more things than we've really know about, right? Our mind is more peaceful. It definitely shows spirit activity. So each one of us will be experiencing spirit activity, and that all the activity is to bring us peace and to lift us in some way. Okay. But when this comes up, it does show that there is 10 people, because it's where how others see you. 10 swords, 10 people that are keeping an eye out. And it doesn't mean a negative thing. When people are watching us, they want to watch and see where we're growing. And because we have a 10 showing up, that's a mastery of the mind. So it means that we're not, this month is teaching us how not to be so reactive to the things we have to take care of. It's almost like we have all noticed the beauty of this season. We've all connected to nature and our spirituality through this year, right? And through the seasons. A lot of you feel more connected. So this lets us know that we are going to rise. This month, we're rising out of our shadows. Okay. And in September, within the last week or 2, many of us have been going through change, like physical change, emotional change. I mean, that's normal. So we are meant to be at peace. This also means that by the end of the month, we're not going to be mentally triggered. So we actually get a little bit of a break at the end of the month too, which is nice. Ooh, hopes and fears. The High Priestess. That is so awesome. I love that. Hopes and fears. So because the High Priestess comes up, it lets me know that we're not actually meant to be dealing with any fears. So if we do have fears that come at us this month, it's something to trigger that's in play. It also lets me know that there is ability that you're meant to seek. So when I have this kind of makes sense to where I was yesterday, because when I get to this time of year, I really try to start working on my abilities, right? Like I want to take my psychic abilities to the next level. And I do that every October because it's the month of divination and connecting to spirit. So when this card comes up in the hopes and fears, it lets me know that we can go into the place we want to. And true power, the high priestess represents that the true power and the hidden forces is in between the dark and the white, or the dark and the light. Our power is when we're neutral. We get more heightened when we're in our neutral state. A neutral state is our natural state of being. Okay? And that's why going into a place of no thinking and no mind is so important. And what's interesting is we had the 10 of Swords before we got this one, which means that we are meant to master that this month, to try to give ourselves the no mind. Reach that place, and then you'll be spoken to. Okay? And sometimes getting to that no mind means listening. If people have difficulty meditating, I always tell them to sit outside and listen, or to sit in your house and listen. Listen for the cracks, and then take it further, and then listen for the voice. Because when we're listening to spirit, we're like listening to something that's invisible, right? It's not like everyone in the room can hear it. It's in a whole different place. So if you can't quiet the mind, listen. And you'll find that that will get you to the connection that you want. And you'll be like, holy shit, I was listening for about 10 minutes and I didn't have a thought. You meditated, you reached that place. So the next card that we receive is the 8, which means that spirit is definitely lining work for us. And that's what we're being prepared for next month. The 8 of Cups represents everything lined up. And if you see the worker, those are all of the things he has to do. So we are all in a place where we're building ourselves. And it does represent a new direction because it's kind of flipped on the screen, but it actually goes into the other screen. It actually goes to the future. So we're facing the future, building one thing at a time. And look how it's gray. So all of these things are not manifested yet, but they're around us. Imagine a hurricane of magic waiting to drop into your hands. So again, 8 came up. Did we have an 8 before? No, we didn't. That's an improvement. That's a step up because it was 4, 5, and 7s, and we end up with an 8. So we actually get a step up. There's no 6s in there. So that's a good card. And when that card comes up, it means that our work is about our finances, how we feel about them, what we want to build. But it's mainly about the direction that's coming. So 8 of Pentacles is the directions to take for manifestations to take place. Okay? Let's see. We're going to do some angel cards now. And if anyone has any questions, you can unmute now and ask. So the main influence for this month, let's see what that is. I know the Swords came up. The Swords and the Pentacles. Oh, look at that. Listening. That was exactly what we were just talking about. Instead of meditating, listen. Actually, that's what I'll be doing. And then whatever pops in while you're listening is divine guidance. Okay. And that also represents all of the spirits trying to communicate with us. And we're looking up. Okay, so that means higher world spirits. Let's pick one for our spirituality this month. How is that being influenced? Playfulness. So we might get a little creeped out. Okay, and I like that. I'm always like, woo-hoo, I love it when I get creeped out. But when I go to haunted houses, I always make sure everyone else goes in first. Be like, oh, go in and feel it. You need to. They never know I wait so that no jump-ins or attacks happen. But now you guys will know, so you'll know I'm doing that to you. But this this lets me know that Spirit wants us to be playful this month, to have fun, delve into the magic and the spirit of October. It's all around us. It's not meant to be too serious, right? Let's take a look at our relationships this month. Okay. Forgiveness. Look at this. Forgiveness. That's awesome. Because it's super important for us to connect to our relationships right now. And because we are in a place of transformation, like the reading was talking about our mind and our spirit and the new relationship and the perception, that's going to change us. And this lets us know that we're able to release and forgive. And so if people do come to us this month for forgiveness or because they want to change themselves, it's really important that we're at service. Okay? When forgiveness comes, it means that Spirit is also around us, taking care of the things that they want us to have. So a lot of times when I get the forgiveness card, it's because the Spirit around is like, I'm so sorry I wasn't able to do this for you, but I am. Watch for it. So I feel that the forgiveness has to do with those spirits taking care of us. Okay, let's pick on our health. You gotta do health and wealth. Health, new love. I mean, that's a good card. I mean, and we are changing right now. And you know, I was just looking at my booty in the mirror before this, and I was like, you know, it's not too bad. I can see why Brett likes it. So when we actually physically go through a change through this month, some of us will feel more energized and some of us might feel more pains and everything shifts, right? And this represents us making sure that we are honoring ourselves, that we love ourselves. Is easy this month because it's a mystical month. But make sure that you honor, you know, how you feel and love the way that you look, you know? We do go through times of the seasons, and with each time we shift what we want to feel like and look like. So honor that. Love yourself. Now let's do our wealth. And when I pull cards on wealth, it's always about the wealth that's connected to what we're really truly meant to be doing. Oh, we got the emerging card. I love that. I love that. If you take a look at it, the bottom of the card is cartoon, and then she goes into a reality. So that lets me know that manifestation is coming. You'll see the white lilies at the bottom. White lilies occur in a lot of cards. And the symbolism of, in the occult for white lilies is following the path you truly love. Okay, so this lets me know as far as our wealth, we are moving forward to a place where it is more real for us. The way we're meant to feel, the wealth and the freedom or the relaxation or the calming or whatever it is. And everything that we're working on is going to take us to a place that is beneficial, is more beneficial for us. So when I see this, it's like, okay, I got to get all my work done. There's potential in it so that I can pay attention to the guidance that wants to come and take me to like the potential it's showing me, right? So know that as far as your finances are concerned, your career, your side things, they're all growing. And we've all, I think most of us have experienced some type of drop this last year with this COVID stuff. So it's nice to see that now we're in a place where things are going to emerge. So our wealth and currency can also rise like the dead. October is a month where we do a lot of magic for our wealth, our health, with our ancestors. Some of you will learn about some of that magic, right? So that is what I have for us. Is there anything we missed? Let's pick a card. New beginnings. That makes so much sense because November 1st, right, is a new year for us. We're getting prepared for our new year. That's exciting. So if anyone has any questions that they want to know, let me know. You can unmute or chat.
Now, last month I had on 2 separate occasions white doves come at me.
Higher spirit.
Okay.
So when the doves come in, it of course it represents peace in every single culture,
Yeah.
but it represents purity. And when I feel that you've been experiencing doves, I feel like it's because you've gone through a change yourself and that you actually feel more spiritual and more pure in who you are and where you're headed. So I feel like that is a really strong healing that has occurred for you.
Okay.
I'll look in my book of shadows too and see what the dove represents. But I used to have a dove. My dove's name was Halo. I had him for 18 years.
18.
And when he opened his wings, he was massive. And I would just let him fly around the house or dance on my shoulder, or he'd stand on my head. It was awesome. And he had this cackle. He used to be my mascot in my store. So it got to the point where he had this weird, like total cackle. It was awesome. Okay, let me see. Dove.
I had a white dove when I was younger. My father used to raise them.
Oh,
Yeah.
I love birds, but I am a bird clan. It represents that you're becoming stronger and clearer. It also represents that you know not what to do and that your guardian and messenger is around. Observe around you whenever you see the dove.
Yep.
Anybody else have a question?
I have
Well,
a
if we-
question, but I have like the same kind of experience, except I see white butterflies all the time, and I always see them in twos.
Two spirits.
Yeah,
And
I
also-
see them.
It's two spirits that are around you, and whenever butterflies come around, you are in a place of change and transformation. So when you see two butterflies like that, they're letting you know that the change around you is good and they don't want you to get stressed out. So use that as your sign of ease.
Cool.
What about crows? I know we all see crows because they're so prevalent everywhere, but I feel like they're constantly there.
Crows are our protectors.
Okay.
And this is a season where they come alive. So the one thing you want to take note of, like for me, I'm a Raven clan, so I always have crows around. If I'm driving on the highway, they're just always exactly where I am, or if I'm lost, they'll
They're
tell
like
me
they're
where
lining.
to go.
They line the highway when I'm driving. They're there.
So then that
everywhere.
means you're safe.
Okay.
The other thing is,
I'm thinking, are they telling me there's death coming?
no, no. I mean, that is a Scottish, I think it's Scottish people that believe that when the raven comes at the home, death is going to occur. But in witchcraft or the occult, it actually means that you're being protected from negativity.
Well, they're really protecting me.
And the other thing that's really cool is you can get to the point where you learn about how many, 3 calls are always means something good is coming your way.
Okay.
The other thing is you might want to go for a drive or a walk and follow the crows.
Okay.
And if you haven't done that, you have to try it at least once.
Yeah, I've never done that.
Because they will always take you somewhere. A lot of times when crows come up, they're either protecting you from chaos. And whenever I see a lot of crows and it's constant, I know that the spirit world needs offerings.
Okay.
Now, for me, I give my offerings. I live, where I live. I give
Yes.
my offerings under the tree. Every scrap I have, every
Mhm.
dinner, I leave a little bit to ensure that of my food, and spirit
Mhm.
knows I'm focusing on my health. So a lot of times when crows come around, I know offering, give them a special offering.
Nice, nice. I see them mostly when I'm driving and they're lining the highway. Sometimes there might be one or two, and I can see them. I've seen them sleeping in trees. Literally,
Nice.
I've seen them and their head is down in the tree, and I'm like, how do I can't see a moose when it's pointed out to me like 10 feet in front of me, but I can see a crow in a tree.
So you're
It's just
protected while you're driving.
nice. Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
And when they say that crows are a sign of death, it doesn't necessarily mean the death of a person.
No, of
It
course.
could be like the death of a bad habit or that type of thing,
Truth.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yes.
Yeah.
And you might have a bad habit that you have to break. We all do.
Yes, probably a few.
I always give the easy one, the sugar, right? That's my bad habit. Nothing else I do is bad.
Chips are
Okay.
mine.
Sorry to interrupt everyone. I have a question.
Okay.
I see eagles. So eagles, they follow me. They're always there. Always. Doesn't matter if I'm driving or walking or thinking. There's always an eagle around me. So can you apart
So-
from
When eagles come around, that usually, to me, because I'm native, eagles to me represent the grandfathers.
Yeah.
So for me, whenever I see an eagle, I always talk to my grandpa. But it also represents your working with the higher realms. So that means that the eagle is aware of something you need. You need to give it a direction. So if you see eagles, give them a prayer to the spirit world. And if there isn't anything that you need, just say thank you. But for me, I have an eagle that visits every single day at the same time.
Nice.
And sometimes I get more than one, but it's usually the same guy. Actually, when you were over, dear, there was more than one, wasn't there? I think so. I think we had a couple out there when we were visiting.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
Yeah, so just make sure you state something to the universe. And it's probably your grandfather.
Well, I will have to have a chat with him because it's been a while.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Thank you.
You're welcome. Anything else? Okay, well, let's pick one more about animal totems because that came up. This is the month where animals, of course, are coming out. So really take note on what you see. Do you see more flying animals or more four-legged creatures? That's going to represent the medicine and the elements in play in your life. Okay? Animals, signs I got. It gave me goosebumps. So we are meant to watch for the animals, and we can have fun. Just post them when you see them. For some reason, I don't get notified on the groups. So it's I'm always thinking everything's silent, and then I show up on the page and there's 3 questions or something. So I got to figure that out. But either way, I'll check more often. But as far as animals, they're alive to give us some signs. So see what comes. I'd love to share
Beautiful.
some of that with you. And thank you for joining. I'll let you go. Enjoy this month. I don't see any challenges but those 4 things. Okay? I'll post this when it's ready, but it'll probably be a couple days.
Nice. Thank you.
I'll try tomorrow, but take care. Many blessings.
Blessed
Happy
be.
full
See you later.
moon.
Bless
Bye.
you too. Bye.